Hi everybody, it's Gadgets and Wheels here with another little motor vlog for you, and today I'm heading out towards a little place called Willingham Woods down by Market Raisin, and it's a fair distance from where I'm starting here over in Huddersfield, but I'm just looking at all of the bloody diesel and stuff that's on the roads. Actually looks quite treacherous. I'm just taking it a little bit nice and easy. Oh, hang on a minute, can you hear anything? Can you hear any squeaking? No, there is no squeaking. Well, I'll tell you about that in a minute, but thankfully my suspension squeaking has now stopped, making for a much nicer ride. What day are we on today? I think we're on the 24th of October today. I was at the 25th, I can never quite, I think it's the 24th, and anyway, it's Saturday, and it's the day that before you go to bed you put your clocks back for an hour tonight. So if I've got this video up tonight, then I'm reminding you now, if you're watching it tonight, to put your clocks back, and if not, it's too late. But anyway, so I said I'd come back to talk about the suspension issue on the bike. So yesterday I took it into the dealers, BMW dealers, and they fixed the suspension by completely replacing the front strut on it. So it's only done just over 5,000 miles. I've had it for just over 4 months now from brand new, and it needed a new front suspension strut because the other one, as you might remember from a previous video, was completely squeaking, and also in the corners it just wasn't holding the corners properly, so it felt a little bit dangerous and it felt a little bit uncertain, but any which way. So I've got it set today in rain mode because the roads are particularly wet, and I'm just taking it nice and easy because, as I said earlier, there's a lot of diesel you can see on the road surface from time to time, so I just don't want to get into that kind of business for obvious reasons. So I took it in yesterday to BMW and got them to have a look at the suspension like they were going to. I arrived there at about 11:30 in the morning. It was due to go in at 12, so they took it straight in, so everything was looking great. And I'd actually booked a day's holiday yesterday to do this, a day's holiday from work, and they said it'd take about 2 hours. It's a 2-hour job, so I thought fine. So as you do, sat down, had a coffee, had a walk off somewhere, went to the local Halfords, had a walk round there, killed 2 hours, came back, and they said, right, actually it's taking much longer than we thought. We've not done one of these before, which I thought seemed and sounded a little bit odd really for a main BMW main dealers, but anyway, they said we've not done one of these before, so it's going to actually take us until probably 5 o'clock tonight to do this, and this was, by which time now, talking probably about 1:30 when they were saying this, so best part of 5.5–6 hours to do overall, to do the suspension job. I thought sounded quite a long time for a main dealers to spend on any one job, but anyway, that's what they said. So she said, so I'll give you a bike, you can go home. I said, well, I live 70 miles away. I've ridden out here specifically for this job today. It's the second time I've had it in for it, and I said I was supposed to come in last Saturday, but you cancelled that because your computer system was down and you couldn't code it to the bike even if you fitted it. And to cut a long story short, anyway, I ended up staying there all day to get it done. So that was my holiday. But thankfully now it isn't squeaking. It is It feels to be working okay, and I assume that when I move the adjustment, the electrical adjustment on the bike, it does what it's supposed to do, I hope. It seems to be working anyway, seems to be fine now. But I had a couple of other little quirky things on it that needed to be checked into, and of course they didn't have time to look at those. So one of them is on the cruise control on it. For some unknown reason it sort of started doing this out of the blue, but originally allowed you cruise control. I don't know if you can see, if I look down, there is this button down here on the left handlebar just beneath the mirror there. Don't know if you can see it down over the helmet actually with the camera, but the sort of functions of it is you can set it at a constant speed, you can press it forwards and it makes you go faster, or you can pull it backwards and it makes you go slower. That's the theory. And it used to do that perfectly well, but now for some reason it stopped allowing you to make it go slower. So yes, you can set it at a constant speed, which is probably what you do most of the time. Yeah, you can make it go faster, which is probably what you do most of the time, but you can't make it go slower. The only thing you can then do is just switch it off and carry on riding manually. So I don't know if anybody else has got one of these bikes and has had a similar experience to that, but I would be interested if you're watching this video and you too have had a cruise control issue. I've kind of looked online, there's been a lot of mention of switches being faulty and that being the reason, and when the switch assembly has been replaced everything's worked fine. Don't know. Be interested to hear your thoughts if you particularly if you've got one of these bikes and you've had this problem, or you know what it might be, then please do leave me a comment. I would be grateful and would like to hear what you have to say about that. Well, I'll probably leave it for now and then come back a little bit later to sort of arrive around the old Willingham Woods area. Well, here we are at Willingham Woods, and unfortunately there isn't a single other motorbike, so I've obviously chosen completely the wrong day. The camera as well obviously stopped somewhere along the journey, and I'm not sure where it stopped and whether I actually got the point where I slipped on some diesel and nearly come off the bike, but luckily managed to keep it upright. Whether any of that's on camera or not, but certainly I've not picked the right day for the motorbiking in this neck of the woods. So the wet puts them all off, so I'm going to head home, and I think I'm going to head home on the old motorways actually. The amount of bloody diesel on the roads, it just doesn't feel safe around here. I don't want to end up dropping the old bike today, so I will avoid those things. Cold roads. Okay, well that's probably it for this particular video. I think in summary, I went all the way down to Willingham Woods from where I live, and I went the back roads way, and it took me about 2.5 hours to get there. And when I got there, there wasn't a single motorbikist or motorbike to be seen apart from me. Well, there you go. That's, I guess, how these things sometimes go on a wet, windy and overcast day. But anyway, I hope some of you slightly enjoyed it, and if you didn't, I'm sorry. But there you go. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you again soon. Hopefully all being well. Bye for now.